Wouldn't be a stream without technical issues. How lovely is that? Had to unplug and replug the darn USB just to make sure my mic's working. So I'll probably have to refresh the camera thing as soon as I flick it over. Don't worry, we're doing things on the fly here. We're used to technical difficulties occurring when they shouldn't be. Absolutely used to it at this point. Totally used to it by now. Totally used to it. But for those of you wondering, yes, this is indeed a tank bowl. Yep, we got a tank bowl in the MLS. Who'da thunk it? And who do we have up on the docket? Both of these teams are sitting at 14th in their conference with the exact same record. Whoa, how crazy is that? Well, let's go over these competitors. Sorry if I'm yawning a little bit. It's late, okay? I'm still trying to get used to this. On the visitor side, we have Philadelphia Union, who are coming off of a 10th loss of the season, if you can believe it. They've been around 500 in their last 5 games. But that doesn't change the fact that they've been sucking. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's been quite a bit of issues with this team. And when we last saw Philly on this channel, they had just lost to New England. That's right. Philadelphia and losing to New England. What a combination. And then we have, on the opposite side, for our home team, we actually have Austin FC coming going into this game with a 3-game win streak. Yes, that's right. They've been ruining their tank job, if you can believe it. 4 of their last 5 have ended in wins. They're completely ruining their tank job. Remember, the goal of a tank ball is to lose the game. You have to lose it. You can't be winning games in a tank bowl. Them's the rules. You have to be losing the game to win the tank. Just because a team has a shot doesn't mean they're guaranteed to actually make their way all the way to the top of the playoffs. Too many things that need to go their way for that. But remember, it's a tank bowl. If you remember it, and the whole point is to try to tank for a better draft pick. Why are they trying to tank? Because there's no consequence for it. There are zero consequences for losing a game other than getting a better draft pick. It's the way American sports are set up. If you have a problem with it, it's just not going to work. But the goal is to lose the game. So whoever loses this game is the real winner. Who do you want to see win the tank? Who do you think will win the tank? Between a Philadelphia team and a team out of Texas. It seems to occur in every sport. So I'm pretty sure there is a team in Dallas in each of them. So not exactly accurate, but still. Yeah, it's like the whole Philly versus Dallas thing carries over throughout all the sports leagues. Like obviously we know the NFL one, but there's NBA where you got the 76ers and the Mavericks and opposing conferences, but they still get chances to play each other every once in a while. And then you got the MLB where the Phillies have the Texas Rangers who do play in the Dallas metropolitan area, the Dallas Fort Worth area. So they count as a Dallas team, whether you like it or not. Two differently, well, their conferences really. The leagues don't have that much of a difference. Just call them conferences. And in NHL, two opposing conferences. Flyers and then the Stars. Same deal there. There is an FC Dallas here in the MLS, so Philadelphia Union would get to face them every so often for the two being in opposing conferences. You see what I'm getting at? Of course, they're playing against Austin, so it's not the same, but close enough. It's definitely gonna be quite the tank bowl. Imagine if there was that. Imagine if there was a year in one of these sports where both a team from Dallas and a team from Philly have to play each other in a tank bowl. Well, that technically happened back in 2020, where the Cowboys and the Eagles were in tank division that year. That entire our NFC East sucked ass. And I know it sucked ass. But it will be interesting to see them try to duke it out for a better draft pick again. And Austin has been no stranger to this series, I should add. I believe this is what their fourth or fifth time here. They've been a regular ever since losing to Charlotte, if you can believe it. And yeah, those games. But if you're talking about the MLS, they're tanking. Absolute tank jobs everywhere. So Brad Stuber, who's been around the ranks before, is going to be in at net for Austin as Austin is looking to run a 3-4-3 formation, it looks like. And they're playing under an interim coach, by the way. So that's how you know they're tanking. Well, they're ruining their tank actually. Again, they won 4 of their last 5. And for Philly, Andre Blake is in at net as they're running in a little bit of a 4-4-2. And they're basically also running with an interim coach. Well, the interim coaches! That makes things even better. So they're just going over. We're still got a good bit of time before the game itself starts. But yes, this is a 9 o'clock one, believe it or not. But you gotta wonder who will be the team that wins the tank? I mean, whoever ends up scoring more goals is gonna win, obviously, but who's wants the better draft pick more? And they're gonna do their usual ad breaks as the players start to head out to the pitch for their usual festivities. By the way, hockey season will soon be starting back. What the hell? Did this, something's going on with the stream? Uh, okay, well that apparently there's some apparently I'm seeing some weirdness going on. Okay then. Quite some unusualness. Apparently YouTube is still having its fair share of issues. I don't get I really don't get this thing sometimes. Hopefully it's not too far behind for you guys. Really hope. Because I try to keep this thing as I try to keep it as up to date as possible. Up to date. I mean up to date. Jeez, I didn't think I'd be trying to do hand gestures or arm gestures like that. Tells you how YouTube is sometimes. Wait, hold up, hold up. We're so Charlotte is in the second half, and they just scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Is that what I'm seeing here? What the hell? Okay, so there's all kinds of things going on right now. Yeah, they were down 1-0, and DC just Straight up gave up 2 goals in 2 minutes. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what how bad DC even is. Man, thanks for telling them that. Yeah, it is more even than what that suggests. You're talking about two teams that are 5-10-5, 14th in their respective conference going into this game, and also looking to get a better draft pick. Of course, it's gonna be more even, more even, more even. I just don't get. Yeah, I think the DraftKings has a flawed betting odds system for them. As the game is underway. 98 degrees at kickoff? That late? How bad is the heat in Texas? How bad is the heat there in Texas for it to be 98 degrees around 7 to 8 o'clock at night? I really don't get that. It's just so random. I don't get some of the logic here at times. Oh man, that one went over. That is a quick miss. This early in the game. Does he really want to win or does he really want to let the other team tank? That's my question. So I'm trying to keep an eye on a 69-yard field goal from Harrison Butker. Doesn't count because it's preseason, but jeez. Not what I would have wanted. But yeah, it's just been like, what are you? What is it with Philly trying to get a golden board early? Like, that's twice they've missed. This is gonna be a long one, ain't it? I'm trying to figure out who wants to tank more, and this yawning ain't helping. I wonder if there's anything I can take a look at to help a little bit. Well, maybe since this is a tank job, this would be a good time to take a look at one of these over here. We're going through tank poll, which means it's time to read through Sun Tzu's Art of War, modified to fit in a small little book made by Arcturus. But yeah, it's basic. No, this ain't about how to pull off a successful tank. This is one of the earliest forms of military science. It's basically reading through the introduction of the whole thing. They're gonna bring in a new sporting director. basically goes on. And we do get some fouls here. Here's for yeah, the use of education to its businessmen and whatnot. Would be absolutely an interesting thing to go through. This is gonna mention some stuff that maybe the United States should have thought about. Here's chapter 1, laying plans. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 consistent factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions of obtaining in the field. The moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, and the method and discipline. Wonder how many of those line up with what's going on. Moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises distances, great and small, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. You can definitely tell how much experience is written in here. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. I wonder how much of that is accurate today. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshaling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which people, no, no, sorry, which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. Feed your people, basically. People need to eat. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. I mean, he's not wrong. Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison in this wise. Maybe some of this planning could be used to determine if either team is going to be going into the tanking. Which of the two sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? Clearly, both of these teams seem to be having their own ways of tanking or trying to ruin their tanks, but no matter. Which of the two generals has most ability? Well, they're both about the same right now. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? It's kind of hard to gauge when you have two interim coaches going against each other. I missed one, which is, with whom lied the advantages derived from heaven and earth? Keep in mind, this was something written back in like the pre-Christian calendar or notations. Specific. Well, there's a save. Oh, and then off the post, and another block. Three straight shot attempts, all misses. Two of them were saved, and one of them was off the post. Jeez, I was trying to read a book here during this tank job. Wonder which one is actually going to gain that advantage. Let's bet to this. Which army is stronger? I don't know. But you can tell there's definitely some momentum going to somebody's side right now. Andre Blake is definitely showing it. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? Well, if that recent set of circumstances is anything to go by, Philly has a goaltender of the year on their hands. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment? I mean, the punishment is a better draft position. So, by means of these seven considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. I mean, I do like how some of this can be applied over to sports right now. Because if you think about it, the head coaches are the generals, and the players are like the soldiers and officers and whatnot. If you think about it, the general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel, nor acts upon it, will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. I mean, a lot of these, a lot of these American sports function on what have you done for me lately? That's pretty much sports business in general. What have you done for me lately? It's why there's such a revolving door. Man, this is probably fun to do. See which of this applies over to sports. That should be what we should do for the stream. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. According to that one went right into the crowd. Like, forget trying to get into the net. That ball just got sent in like it was a foul ball. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. All warfare is based on deception. You know, like how in the NFL, oh, and the American football in general. And, well, I'm not going to get a chance to. Well, I got to stop right there. We just had ourselves a goal. Guess who managed to get on the board finally? Look at that. It's Philly who manages to get on the board first, and wouldn't you know it, they're already ruining their tank. And Kevon Sullivan gets it in for the first goal of the game. Jeez, I didn't expect to have to pause my reading that soon. That's what, 18 minutes in? 18 minutes into the game? But yeah, somebody calls a timeout out there. You should get, all right, let's run this instead. Deceive them. But let's get back to this little thing here. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make them believe we are near. Try to make sense of that. Hold our base to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him. Oh, they had to try to confirm the goal. Oh, jeez. They really have to try to make sure of everything, don't they? If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. These military devices leading to victory must not be divulged beforehand. It could have been really useful against Tom Brady, you know. Also could be useful to stop going into prevent defense. Because prevent defense prevents winning. Yeah, that's always the fun part. Austin, is that actually going to count, or is it going to be ruled off sides? They're calling it a good goal. Oh my goodness! Right off the corner, Austin ties it up. What was I saying about trying to tank? That was Brendan Hindsight. Jeez. Talk about mind games. That is quite the series of circumstances to see. That was right off the corner. Right off the corner. Off Hindsight's head. Jeez. That was not what I was expecting to see from this game. See if we can continue this. Now, the general who wins a battle makes any calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but a few calculations beforehand. Thus, too many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? Jeez. More back and forth going on over there. It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. And that's just the planning of it, okay? Gotta be, you can't be ready to send well trained militias like it was Vietnam. You're on, because that was guerrilla warfare. Wonder what kind of guerrilla tactics are going on in this game. And where are we at the waging in the conflict? Yeah, I can only imagine that the planning can only do so much for this game. We only just got through the planning phases. That's the thing. I only managed to read through the first chapter for y'all. Try to compare that over to the sports. Oof. I need to rest my voice a little bit. Yeah, well, shocker, DC lost that game 3-1. What a shocker indeed. So I need to event. I pro. I'm probably just. I'm probably gonna have to adjust the camera again. It's really not picking up the proper area. It's really only just picking up like maybe part of my head when I'm like this, but even when I'm sitting up like this, it only just comes up to about maybe here. And it's glitching out. What a shocker. Let me try this. Let me see here. That worked. That should that should help it out for a little bit. Not much, but for a little bit. Curse, curse if this keeps up, I may end up ditching it. Yeah, that was 3 minutes apart from each other, I think those two goals occurred. I'm still trying to process it all. Got a free kick thing here. Oh yeah, because of how hot it is there, they're just gonna have to take a hydration break. Honestly, don't blame them for this. Did I seriously lose 6? I'm trying to find the thing here. Trying. Oh, I see it. Found it. Oof. Yeah, they're just having their little hydration break right now. They'll resume action. Just a moment. It's because of how hot it is, okay? I'm still trying to get over what just happened. Really. Really trying to get over it. Hopefully, I can get through what's left of this first half so I can go brush my teeth. It's just hard for me to try and talk much about the game with where I find things. So there's another attempt, and there's the block. Uh, we're good. We're good. Forget about the trying to get into the middle. It's gonna be knocked down. Mm. Hopefully I can get a little bit of a break soon. I'm waiting till halftime before I try to actually go brush my teeth. And no, there will not. That is like way of a miss. And foul's been drawn. So that's going to be a bit of a break for Austin. Wait, Jack Kelly is still in the CFL? Huh. And he's still playing for the Argonauts. Well then. And that is quite the play in yellow. That is a quite play in yellow, and yeah, they're gonna show it for. They're gonna show it for Bueno. He is on thin ice the rest of his shift. Yeah, that was a very clear yellow. But yeah, just crazy to think Jack Kelly managed to get himself a career going in the CFL. It just, I'm still trying to get over some of these things that I'm learning about. Jack Kelly, Mr. Irrelevant of 2017, is still playing football in the CFL. He's got, I guess he was doing well enough to warrant staying there. Oh, a yellow for Neil Pierce. Oh no, Neil Pierre. Neil Pierre actually got himself a yellow for that little collision there. Man, this first half is full of fireworks, ain't it? That was not what I was expecting out of it. Out of that. Oof. And here's an opportunity that is intercepted by Philly. They're gonna call that one a handball as that ball ends up bouncing off the top of the net over into the stands. Oof. Man, I'm hoping it gets halftime soon. Just grant the university for everybody involved. It's 5 minutes of stoppage time, people. 5 minutes of stoppage time. And no, whatever was supposed to happen there, it got cleared away. I'm here to watch a tank job. I'm definitely getting a tank job. It's not the kind of tank job I would expect. I'm mostly looking forward to the halftime bit, funnily enough. Oh, jeez. Trying to get through this. And there's the foul. Man, this stream has been off the rails. Then again, all the streams here are off the rails. Why? I don't know why I keep saying that when that's literally every stream around here. It's so off the rails, I'm not even sure why I'm still saying it's off the rails. You think I'd be used to my own stuff going off the rails by myself by now? Nope. Maybe I should have an alarm that goes off every 5 minutes that reminds people to come like and subscribe, and like and subscribe, and like and subscribe, and like and subscribe, and over and over. Or then I tell you to shut up. Maybe 5 minutes is too frequent. All I would do is just repeat like and subscribe over and over again until I tell you to shut up. And there's the halftime. So it's 1-1 after one half. And then I'll be back. Ooh. Alright, I'm back. Talking about Premier League weekend, apparently. I needed that break to stretch my legs. Most definitely. I don't like being able to stretch my legs. Let's see how the second. Well, they're gonna be getting ready to start the second half here in a moment. They gotta go through another round of commercial breaks. Might have to dial it back a little. Ugh. This, this has certainly been a day for me. I'm honestly looking forward to. I'm honestly looking forward when I can stop doing this soccer games this late. My breath smells like mint. I can feel the mint. Oh, man. That's why you have the actual people doing those plumbing duties. Oh yeah, here we go. It's about to be the second half. 2-0 preseason for the Bengals. Oh boy. This is. If they win their third, it's gonna smell disaster. Oh, ew, ew. I forgot about LeBron James going to the 76ers. How is he not retired yet? Second half's underway. I still can't believe LeBron is still playing. And it's gonna be spending time in Philly for a year. Why? Uh, can I at least get through this second half in one piece? It's still 96 in Austin? What's with the question mark? Like, this is the second half. Are you questioning the LeBron James going to the 76ers? We had an Austin player try to catch their breath. Man, imagine the commentators calling out the DraftKings metric. Who saw that one coming? Yeah, seriously though, I do prefer the style of commentary that's going on here over what goes on with the NFL. They just don't completely focus on what's going on in the action. And it's also not as much of a focus in hockey. There's still plenty of focus on it, on the play itself, but not to the extent the NFL has it. Ugh, I'm just wondering. I'll definitely be updating the little thing at the bottom. at some point. No bueno from bueno. Huh. They're calling that one clean, and it'll be a miss. But guys, remember, this is supposed to be a tank bowl, which means the goal is to lose the game. Who wants to lose it more? Who wants the better draft pick? But yeah, that ball went over. But yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell that well, that one of the sides of Austin is definitely trying to play around to see what sticks. This is a reminder, this is preseason. Gardner Minshew just got picked off. Flag is up. It's not going to count. It's not going to count if he tried to kick it in. Oh no, another one that's off the post. That's another doink. That's twice this game we've had a doink. Like, it was like doink, 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 doink. I should have a doink graphic somewheres. I really need to consider adding a doink graphic. You know how hard it is to do that? Okay, that was random. Stream's weird sometimes. I really don't get how streams tend to act like this. It feels like I'm always running into at least one technical difficulty a game. Austin trying to get lined up. It's wide to the right. He missed it wide right. Uh, absolute tank job. And it looks like Philly is about to get some subs in. Yeah, it looks like there's about to be some substitutions coming in for Philly. Oh, great. Now we have this little mishap where for some reason it just decides to act up. Alright, here we go. Substitution time. Vasilov is coming off for Sullivan and the other Sullivan. And Bueno's coming off for Lukic. So Vasilov came off for the other Sullivan. Bueno comes off for Lukic. Just to recap. Oh, jeez. I'm still looking for when this game ends. Can we not have this be the third game in four or streams that ends in a 1-1 draw? And oh, lovely. This crap, man. Greensboro is going so well with this stream. Jeez. Can't believe it's starting to have issues now. Come on, game. Why is it now of all times that you want to have a brain fart? All right, there we go. I got it working for the moment. Hopefully it would. Hopefully we don't have that issue again. Because I hate having that issue come up at the worst possible time. Yeah, that forget the trying to get lined up. He just gave Suver an easy save. Yeah, I see this. Oh dear lord! What the hell is to you, Vancouver? What did Dallas do to you? Okay, you know what? Part of it makes sense. Here comes an attempt from Austin. No, that's gonna be blocked. Ugh. We're not even past the halfway mark in this second half. And here comes substitution. And I did not update that one properly. That should have been a 3. Oops. Fixed it now. So, Alice Way is coming off for the other Torres, and Ramirez is coming off for Vasquez. So both sides should actually be at 3 apiece for substitutions. Yeah. I haven't found that same danger is what you're saying. So you're saying there's a chance both of these teams have been playing like sissies? It's a tank bowl. What do you expect them to do in a tank bowl? I'm not wrong, am I? I will fix that camera one day. Make this easier for y'all to see me. And no, that is wide to the left. Man, Philly is stuck with the wide left. Uh, uh, looking forward to getting some sleep. And it's just been back to what you would expect. Not wide open anymore, man. It was wide open, but not anymore. Austin didn't have a chance. Man, I'm s- I keep getting more tired. But I don't. But I know this game doesn't last that much longer. But we still have about another 30 minutes, maybe. Just about another half hour, maybe. Oh, stretch my legs a little bit. Well, less than half an hour actually. And there's an intervention from Pierre that just basically stops the ball from having any chances of getting lined up. Ugh. Really, all kinds of interventions. And Austin didn't get any sort of capitalization, neither did Philly. Oh yeah, the heat. How do you get 90 degrees plus during the night? How is the weather in Texas like that? It makes no sense to me. I'm trying to stay awake, guys, okay? It's just hard. Just been hard for me. I used all my yap energy in the first half. Ugh. What do you call it second half? Me snoozing? That what you would call it? Me snoozing? Oh, snoozing is what I meant to say. Did Torres nearly get it? Ugh. Right there, the tight angle. Right there at the tight angle. It's right there. And Isaac is down. And the medical trainers are coming out. Hindsight could be in need of getting checked out. They're gonna check to make sure it's not serious. But here comes more substitution. They're having to use a medical sub, it seems like. I think they're using medical sub. No, they're using a double sub here. Jazz coming off. So I think. Let's yeah, Austin's doing some substitutions. There was two for Austin here. They're gonna do it from the opposite side. Guess they haven't updated it like they should have for whatever reason. But there were two substitutions on the hands of the results. So now they're trying, and now Philly's making some swaps. So for Philly, Damiani's coming off for Aladol. Sullivan has been there on not on the first time, being swapped out for Anello. Hindsight did actually get subbed off for Dessler. But I know there was another Austin sub. There was another sub for Austin. They probably haven't added it yet. But I know I saw. Maybe they're saying they only got one substitution in that time. Oh, Quinn Sullivan, who is a sub, but ends up not being able to get it. It's gonna be a corner. And on a short corner, over bar. I guess I could only count confirmed substitutions. But it's gonna be a hydration break. So I guess technically there's still another substitution for Austin available. It's weird. It is weird sometimes. I, for one, need to make sure I'm all set. Let me know if they add in that substitution that I saw for Austin. No, really. I really do mean it. Just trying to make sure that I talk about whatever stuff I can. I think they're back. Okay, they did go back in and fix it. So that substitution I couldn't, that wasn't there before. That was on. See, it was Rosales coming out for Plachetta. So it is one apiece on substitutions. I'm glad it got fixed. I was wondering about that. And I need to do something about this camera thing real quick. Alright, that should help fix it temporarily. Of course, it would occur like that. Gotta love technical difficulties, everybody. Gotta love technical difficulties like that. And they're gonna call that one a foul. Oh yeah, no. With what just happened, there were definitely times where they're not gonna back down. That could have led to a big kerfuffle. And there was no yellow. Man, talking about tackles like that, right as the NFL season is creeping up. Good on you, commentators. Commentators. Jeez. I can't speak. I really can't speak right now. And they play has to be stopped again. This time before they can even get a that's going. Man, those tempers are really looking like they could boil at a moment's notice. Really could. And apparently, the issues never stopped. I don't get why these issues never stop with this camera for whatever reason. I'm about ready to tell this camera to stop. Trying to make sure this camera is actually able to actually keep track. It had some tackles, and I am gonna adjust that little camera thing for next time. Because it hasn't been keeping track of what it needs to. Really hasn't. Far from it. Like, you can tell it only catches like a good chunk, just not that much of my face, like at all. And it happened again. Go figure. You know what? I've had enough of the camera. We're deactivating it for the rest of the stream. I've had enough of the camera. And its shenanigans were. What do you mean you can't hear it? What do you mean you can't hear? Do you have your thing on mute? I'm pretty sure I have the audio. There's the clear. Did you check your audio settings? Because I'm pretty sure my audio is just fine. If you're talking about you can't hear the game, that's the point. I'm not gonna risk copyright. I'm not sure how you can't hear the stream. And apparently there's more substitution stuff going on. I can't tell what you mean by. All my settings are fine over here. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I literally just checked on my end, and it actually, and the audio actually picks up just fine. Just like I figured. And by the way, Austin did use a substitution, so they should be out. Gallagher came off for Kalanick. So I'm thinking it could be your settings. I'm just mainly doing my job. You're not supposed to be able to hear the game anyway. I'm honestly tempted to just start forgoing the camera because of all these issues. until I can get a better piece of software. Well, maybe not a better piece of software, but more like some better hardware that'll actually properly let me use the camera just fine. And look at that, it was saved right there. No chances for Austin. And it's still 1-all. And I don't know what's up with the stream stuff. Is there a way for me to check to see if something's up with my little thing here? I can definitely go in and check. Yeah, it's still just ongoing like normal. Sometimes software likes to be weird. I'll just put it that way. I'll put it that way with how I see how long I've been live for or being inconsistent. It has been like 2 hours, okay? Over 2 hours, that is. Some things are just weird sometimes. Jeez. Thanks for trying to have fun with a name. Anything to shorten it, yeah. That's how we do it here in the US. But we are finally starting to reach the end of this game here. As nobody has scored up to this point in the half. So we could be seeing a game that ends in a draw with a 1-1 draw for the third time in 4 games. Please help me. These two teams are supposed to be tanking. I guess drawing in a tank ball is possible. Some things are just weird, okay? Oh, I wonder. I know there have been some VTube. It's 6 minutes of stoppage time. 6 minutes. We're actually nearing the end of this. I wonder, what if I know that there are people. I know there are some like there's starting to be some VTube in the form of Sonic characters. I wonder if I could do something with that. Maybe something like that could help me out a little bit. Maybe there's a software I can look at. I'll see what I can do. Oh, a chance for Vasquez to actually seal in a dagger, and they couldn't do it. And those goals just can't be found. And we're getting one last Philly sub. Ilowski's coming off for Bedoya. So, did any of you predict that this would end in a draw? I didn't. All I was here to do is try to see who would want a better draft position. Because neither of these teams want that better draft position. They're content with a tie. Well, you mentioned that part about the. Man, they mentioned the whole thing about desperate for wins and they can't afford a draw. Really, they can't afford a draw to miss out on a decent draft pick either. They really can't. No. They need to take. Oh, jeez, my voice. Oh my goodness, that is a save. Oh, jeez. That was almost a goal for Austin late in this game. And Austin is probably going to be looking to set up one last chance to get a goal in before time expires. I'm honestly looking forward to this game ending. Not this score. And we're about to get Irvin Torres getting a yellow. So this is probably what's going to dash any chances of Austin actually taking the win. So much for tanking. So much for tanking. And here comes another chance, but no, it's going to be blocked. Now, Philly may have just lost their one chance to take the lead. I mean, Philly is going to get one last chance off a corner. And now that is just not what's gonna occur. And Austin trying to be quick to get one last chance in. And nope, that's it. That's it. The game is gonna end for the third time in four for the third time in 4 games. We have a 1-1 draw. I am not joking. This is literally how it ends again. How many times are we gonna end with this score? Just how many times are we gonna do this? I'll just try to take a look at what I was talking about another time. But fret not, these still go on despite the camera. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, travel safely. Good night, everyone.